Well, hello, Team Freedom. This is Scott, your Hoosier Marshal, coming at you from the No Stupid People Zone of Northeast Indiana. And I suppose the No Stupid People Zone of YouTube. Today in my Rossi 8320, I'm smoking some of this Sutliff Red Virginia crumble cake. It's very good. Very good. Just Red Virginia, and that's it. Nothing fancy, but tastes good. It's got that sweet Red Virginia taste to it. It's one of those blends that I do enjoy, but I'm not going to smoke that much just because of the cost of it. So many of these, tobaccos come in these 1.5 ounce tins. It was with tax $23 for this 1.5 ounces of tobacco, and it's good to enjoy it once in a while, but it's hard for me to justify spending that much money when I can get 14 ounces of Prince Albert for $40. So for me, the fancy blends like this are maybe once a month or so. I'll buy a tin of it to say that I've tried it and see what I like and what I don't like. And I do enjoy this. And of course, the champagne of beers in a can, Paul Gilson. I don't want bottles in my barn. I don't want them broken and have glass all over my floor. But it was good to see you drinking a Miller High Life, and you are 100% correct. It is much better in a bottle. So today, I have one main topic that I wanted to focus on in this video, and that's the idiotic things that are going on in our college campuses here in the last week or so. And how they're being handled. But first, I'll talk about Team Freedom. I saw Piper Dave 2023's video where he said that he was considering taking the Team Freedom, make sure this mic is pointed the right way, taking the Team Freedom off of the YTPC Team Freedom keychains and stickers. And this was talked about a while back, and my opinion at that time was I was against it. I thought YTPC should stay on them because this is where we all met and we are a part of the YTPC. But I saw Pat, his video this morning, where he started his video just like I started mine by saying hello to Team Freedom and none of the other acronym. And I'm okay with that now because this is just a place for us to get together and chat back and forth and keep up with each other's lives. I don't need a bunch of bullshit because of it. I'm not going to be pushed out of anything, but I'm sure they're talk too much, struggle to keep it lit. I'm sure there are people who want to be members of the YTPC who will still follow me, and that's okay. I appreciate that. If you choose not to, then I appreciate you exercising your freedom to do what you want. So my opinion is like theirs. I'm not posting, I'm not listing YTPC, hashtag YTPC, anything like that. I will just be Team Freedom. And I'm good with that. So back to the other topic, I guess, this is all stemming from what Israel is doing in Gaza and the war going on there. And these young college kids who have been manipulated most of their lives now, pretty much brainwashed, in my opinion, are protesting against it. They're protesting against our government sending aid to Israel. Well, Israel is probably one of our best allies in the world. Doesn't matter if they're a Jewish state, whatever religion they practice. Since their inception, we have helped them. We've come to their aid. And why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Look what they stand for and look what they're fighting against. It sickens me to see the news and watch these protests and what these kids are doing, thinking that they're doing a good thing, but they just don't have a clue what they're actually doing. And on top of that, we have the current administration in charge in our country who, in a large part, was put in charge by young people in that age group in the last election. And guess what? They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose their vote. So now they're hesitant to stand up and say, we're not going to put up with this. You're wrong. We're going to support our friend and ally in Israel. Because they're worried about a vote. It just makes me sick. The president doesn't want to stand up and say what he should. There are other leaders in the Democratic Party who are pushing the president to do what he can to shut everything down, aid and everything else. And it just really frustrates me.
A growing number of Democrats are expressing their displeasure with the Biden administration's handling of Israel's war in Gaza. One of them is Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen.
I was glad to see the president, at least as reported out, finally say to President Netanyahu that if you don't follow these, my requests, that there will be consequences. But the president and the White House have yet to lay out what consequences they have and they want to impose.
So our Congress finally half-assed did their job and passed an aid bill for these countries, Israel, Ukraine, and any other pork they can add into a bill that they managed to pass. And our president, to appease these young people, now has held up the shipment of the arms that was approved to go to these people to help them.
Then over the weekend, we get this headline: U.S. put a hold on an ammunition shipment to Israel. Now, maybe there was some sort of complication. We don't have all the details, but a more sinister interpretation could be this is a signal to Israel. Our support is not unequivocal.
And these young people who are disrupting college campuses, destroying things, folks, someday we're going to be old and then dead and gone, and those are the people that are going to be in charge of our country if we don't turn this around. If we don't keep Team Freedom going and making the right way of America to be known to people, if we stand back and just allow it to happen, our future family members are going to live in a world that we don't want for them.
Anti-Israeli protesters clashed with police officers on the streets of New York City last night, disrupting the star-studded Met Gala and caused chaos and traffic jams citywide.
Some of the demonstrators could be seen defacing a World War I monument in Central Park and even going as far as burning an American flag at the base.
Brooke Singman's all over this. She's got the details. Good morning, Brooke.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Police say at least 24 of those anti-Israel protesters were arrested after a mob of about 1,000 people marched towards the Met Gala, chanting and clashing with police on their way. Watch. But they were met by NYPD officers who prevented them from entering the museum and disturbing the star-studded event. Meanwhile, at nearby Central Park, demonstrators burned an American flag in front of a memorial honoring World War I soldiers. They also vandalized the statue itself, plastering it with pro-Palestinian stickers. They also spray-painted the word Gaza onto its base. And later that night, they took to another Central Park monument, this time of a Civil War general. The protesters spray-painted red letters onto the bronze statue and draped the Palestinian flag over it. Eventually, New York City police officers surrounded the park's monuments, and the NYPD removed that Palestinian flag from the statue.
These people are destroying college campuses. They're destroying monuments. They're writing hateful speech all over buildings and monuments. The video I'm going to show here of a statue of George Washington at George Washington University, draped in the Palestinian flag, stickers all over him, the headgear wrapped around him, I forget what it's called. Makes me sick. And I'm glad I'm nowhere near where that's going on, that's for sure.
Steve, let me show you what goes right to the core of what really hurts the passions of the Jewish students, and that is here, long live the Intifada. There is only one solution, Intifada Revolution, here, from the river to the sea. These are the chants that the Jewish students say is anti-Semitism, and it is everywhere here as we walk. Here, come with me this way, Will. We'll take you over here and give you a little look into the encampment a little closer, because there's one thing I wanted to show you, Steve, and that is the signature statue here. George Washington himself has been draped in a Palestine flag, and also the keffiyeh, which is a traditional headdress, a black and white headdress that's worn by Palestinians, and that, of course, has become quite a symbol of the situation. Here we can show you and get a look there right in the center of campus. This is University Yard. This is where they originally took him over, and you can see up here, this is George Washington, the statue here, graffitied, covered in stickers, and this is what really hurts the Jewish students as well, to see a scene like this right now.
I'm completely confused why these colleges in these cities allow this to happen. I understand the right to free speech. I have no problem with that, but it's gone beyond that. They're chanting death to America, death to the police who are there trying to keep the law and order, death to Jewish people. If any other group was protested like that and people were spewing hate speech like that, our government would step in and shut it down in a heartbeat. What's good for one should be good for all. And our president just doesn't have the nuts to stand up and be a leader and make it end.
Congressman Ro Khanna said that the president should and will be out visiting these campuses among the protests, amid the protests. Is there any plan for him to get out there and talk to students right now?
Happening on college campuses across the country. Day 6 of the pro-Palestinian encampment at DePaul University, and tensions are running high as pro-Israeli demonstrators show up to counter-protest.
Somebody has to stand up to this. This is unconscionable. It's intolerable.
Dozens of Chicago police officers lined the sidewalk outside of the quad, standing in between both sides to prevent further escalation. Officers tell me protesters were throwing things at one another and getting physical at one point.
The students are not instigating whatsoever. We are simply peaceful protesting, and you have on the other side fully adults, non-students, chanting Islamophobic statements at us while we're just simply protesting for divestment from our university.
We are here to show that the Jewish people and our nation are not going anywhere.
Meanwhile, on the other side of campus, Jewish students held their own rally away from the encampment. They say to not instigate any further.
On Tuesday, we had this counter-protest, and it was very heated. There was just a lot of hate. So what we're doing now is we're trying to spread love.
On campus, it's been wildly anti-Semitic. I mean, we can't even bring them home without being attacked verbally or honestly, physically harassed.
And these young people really do not understand what they are standing up for and what they're standing up against. And I'll show a little video clip that I found that came from Israeli television. It's a little skit poking fun of these young people and how they are being so supportive of the Palestinian people in Hamas, not even knowing what they truly stand for. I didn't make the video. It's none of my doing, but when I found it, I thought I need to add this to one of my YouTube videos. And it's a perfect example of how these young people are, because they're not taking the time to realize what they're actually doing. They jumped on a movement, their friends are doing it, whatever, but they really don't know what they're doing.
Live on YouTube with Columbia Anti-Semitic News, where everyone is welcome. LGBTQH. Hamas.
Yeah, I totally sim Hamas. Yeah. It's so trending right now.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Do you know why it's true? Because it rhymes. Just look at all this toxic Zionist propaganda. Kid lived in Gaza. Does this look like Gaza to you?
Yeah, bro, I have no idea what Gaza looks like.
And they're smiling. Do hostages smile? Zionist liars.
Totally sus.
Do they think we're stupid?
Stupid? I major in queer post-colonial astrology. Ew. Jews make the world dirty. Yeah. And no, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm racist fluid.
Exactly. And now for a little break from all this activism, we want to say hello to our BFF.
Bestie freedom fighter.
Abu Fatwa in Gaza. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, and inshallah, Allah will kill you all infidels.
Thank you so much for joining us. Love the headpiece, the all oppression chic. Very drip.
Mr. Fatwa, how are you? Are you safe?
Oh yes, I'm safe. I'm in a tunnel under the Gaza hospital. Above me, I have Allah and 2 million civilians protecting me.
Community is so important these days.
Do you need humanitarian aid, food, fuel, medicine?
It's okay, I have everything. I'm only hungry for rockets.
As long as it's organic.
Yeah.
I wish I just could be there with you.
You can. You can come to Gaza anytime, and we will throw you from the roof, you homosexual dirt.
Do you hear? Bro, want to throw me a rooftop party.
They are so welcoming and inclusive.
So, shukran. And you are also very welcome to come here to America.
We will come. First, we finish with Israel, and America is next.
Great. So, I guess we'll see you soon.
Yes, it would be a blast.
Can't wait. It will be so multicultural.
Ya Allah, you are so stupid.
Thank you so much, Abu. We love you.
I won't even bother killing you. It's a waste of bullets.
Good vibes only.
It's better you just kill yourself.
Okay, bye.
Die.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be Jews free. Yeah, that sounds better.
It is better.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Until my next video, this is Scott, your Hoosier Marshal, coming from the No Stupid People Zone of Northeast Indiana, saying make sure you always take the time to tell those you love what they mean to you, because you never know when it just might be too late. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you.